Welcome back, folks, to your European Challenger Cup. It is the fourth week of competition. 3 more weeks left to go. Team Illusion versus Chosen Insanity are the two teams we have facing off in our second match of the day.
Yeah, this is such a big week. The biggest thing to note is this is where roster locks start. So the team that you come out with and play with today is going to be the team that you are locked to for the rest of the tournament. Now, it's a 9-player roster, which means you can add players to your team. You just cannot subtract. So if Mace of the Place plays with 5 Angry Men, he then cannot leave the team and join 5 Angry Hindus. He has to stay as a man and not as a Hindu, and can only make that conversion until after this season. Anyway, we're going to be going into this game. Nuwa getting through, which is pretty rare.
Nuwa is going to get through. Bans, of course, were Gab Mercury, Athena, and Zhang Kui. Good bans all around. Nuwa gets through sometimes, just doesn't actually get played. Interesting. We'll see how well she fares. Usually does very well in the damage department, but it's almost fabricated damage due to the nature of her ultimate. So we'll see how it actually works out in practice.
Well, speaking of fabricated damage, the master, the original Vulcan, aka Mr. Fake Damage. But yeah, honestly, when it comes to Nuwa, she's definitely annoying. I'm not sure that she's great. I think she's good, but I don't know whether she's actually going to stay at that first pick status. I could definitely see her continuing to be banned because that ult is really annoying and no one wants to deal with it. But yeah, Rama Vulcan, lots of damage, lots of range there. My question with Vulcan is, are you able to play it at a high enough level to make the pick worthwhile? First of all, which is a big question. The second of all, how is the team going to use that ultimate? Vulcan ults very rarely hit, but they're a great zoning tool.
Vulcan ults are a fantastic zoning tool, and if you can player predict and understand the targeter with it, immediately you become a different character. Zoning tool into a death machine is what that Vulcan ultimate can do. So it's really up to the player if they could do that. And also in lane, we sort of hinted at it, but can you make use of your turret? Can you really make use of the passive that so many uninformed people call horrible? It's really up to the player, and very few people have done it. Shouts to Agilitas's Pretty Prime. Taking a look at counter bans, Freya, Chalk come out. Thor is going to be picked up for Chosen Insanity.
Yeah, so Thor is another sort of strong pick that can require a lot of mechanics to make happen. Hell hovered on, not going to be picked just yet. I would love to see a Hell, a character we have not yet seen in the Pro League. And honestly, here's the thing about Hell. Hell is incredibly strong. Until you get killed, which is inevitable.
I was waiting for the shoe to drop.
Because that's what happens, right? Like, you're an incredible character, and if you don't die, you're probably just going to win the team fight, take the objective, win the game for your team, basically by yourself, by just healing them forever. So it's like, yeah, we keep getting hit by Krakens forever, but then we're healed to full by a 600 damage or a 600 health Inspire. Usually, though, Hell feeds.
Yeah, I mean, Hell has movement speed on her heal, which... Don't minimize the heal. Heal is fantastic, but there's just not enough escape on that character to really warrant it. Not quite the thickness of a Ra. Bastet and Agni going to be picked up to round out the team for Team Illusion. So we're going to see an Apollo Ymir long lane. Bastet most likely in the jungle. Agni mid, Nuwa solo. Very traditional setup. Nuwa can really provide some support from her lane without leaving. I like it. Any team with Apollo you sort of have to like by default. That said, Chosen Insanity does have the Ram, which is a great choice against the Apollo. We talked at length about Vulcan. Habois, Thor, Bacchus is going to be picked up, and I like this crit. This is Chosen Burst.
Yeah.
Chosen Insanity just wants to eliminate you in as few moves as possible, and I like it.
They honestly have enough bursts to straight up kill 2 people as long as they hit it all, and then their sustained damage isn't too bad either. I mean, Vulcan can keep pumping damage throughout the team fight, as can Habois. Thor's going to need to wait to recycle, but he can do pretty decently. His ultimate's not super important for his ability to kill people. It's great for initiation and getting in and re-engage, but when you don't have it, you still have a lot of tools at your disposal, unlike some other assassins that are really ult-dependent. Loki comes to mind.
Right.
And then Rom is just going to be a cleanup machine for Chosen Insanity, which is really, I think, the biggest thing. This burst might be just enough that someone's able to get away, and Rom's just going to be like, no, you ain't getting out.
I really like the game plan for Chosen Insanity. Thor ult, Bacchus ult, they're stunned, they're drunk, and there's a Vulcan ult coming for their face. And Rom will be in the air to just pick off the stragglers. So if all goes well for Chosen Insanity, Cret, Team Illusion's going to need a lot of actives, a lot of quick fingers, and the ability to really avoid that.
The other thing I want to mention is the original Thor lane, Thor Bacchus.
Yes.
There's incredible synergy with those characters. And so if Prozor and Rosario can tap into that, because basically they just confirm each other's abilities that are hard to confirm. It's really incredible to watch and played well. So you got the belly flop, and then that confirms the double tap, but the wall comes out, which confirms the Belch of the Gods, etc. And then they're able to just get so much damage off. It's really beautiful to watch when played well. Team Illusion, on the other hand, they're very versatile. I think their least versatile character is probably Nuwa, who's sort of like, I'm in trouble. Can I go invisible? Can I ult? And then, like, you hope one of those can work, and Ymir, who hopes he's never in trouble, and if he is, tries to wall himself off. Basically, I want to say whoever gets the upper hand and can go aggressive in these fights is going to win these fights. We'll see what does end up happening, guys, in our second round of 16 match of the day. Team Illusion and Chosen Insanity facing off the foot of Olympus.
Welcome back, folks, to your European Challenger Cup. Today we've got two teams battling it out in the shadow of Mount Olympus. Cret, why don't you introduce us to our two teams?
No. Alright, in the blue trunks is going to be Team Illusion. They are Kazpu on your support, Ymir Kirko playing your ADC Apollo, Zatarino on solo lane Nuwa, Resu on mid lane Agni, and Altavas on your jungle Bistet. On the other side, representing Chaos, it's going to be Chosen Insanity Bacchus in the support role, looking good in Diamond. Deathians playing Habois in, I think, the solo lane. Rosario, your jungle Thor, Eldin, actually just Eldin. He's from Czechoslovakia, and Proud on your Hunter Rom, and Sausage on your mid lane Vulcan.
Eldin, a player that we've seen in the competitive 3v3 scene for a long time on one of the more dominant teams coming out of Europe. Sausage as well has been a member of the Smite community for a decent amount of time. Good to see them actually playing in the Challenger Cup. If you take a look, they're all sporting the CIN tag. This is they consider themselves a team, so they're definitely vying to really get better. Not quite the community teams that we've seen sometime. Team Illusion as well, really sporting all five members on those tags. So we should see a fun competitive game coming out from both of these teams in the round of 16.
I hope I have fun. I've never had fun before, so this will be a nice first time. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's just going to be fairly standard and clear. Sausage opting to go with the turret first, which is often the choice for Vulcan players. A lot of Vulcan players feel like if they can leverage the turret properly, they can get a lot of lane control. And against Agni, I think that is possibly the case. He doesn't quite have the large AoE of some of the other mages, whereas against Poseidon or now Kukulkan, they're gonna drop their big circle, hit the turret, or tag the turret with it as well, and your turret is dead meat.
Turret's also nice for two things, Cret. One, the turret, if you could protect it, is a small amount of mana that can last you multiple waves. And two, it will also tank for you while you clear those initial buff camps, so you don't have to start lower than you normally would. Sausage starting out, losing 2 creeps to the tower, so going to be at a slight gold disadvantage, but should be alright as long as he can protect this turret, as we said. Thor invading the back Harpies of Team Illusion. He's going to get away with it. Rosario, totally fine.
Yeah, so Bastet needs to leverage a lane advantage right now. Habois, if he doesn't lose a massive amount of gold here, like the entire wave, this is not going to be worthwhile. Thor's going to actually, I want to say pull an Enstar, loop back around, head back to lane after appearing to not be there. He's not on any wards. He has not yet been spotted out. but he also hasn't shown himself in the middle lane, so Team Illusion seem to be a little suspicious. That said, they probably still don't expect him to be here.
Waves meeting, jump in from the cat. Great knockabout from Habwa.
Boom.
Spin to win is going to be onto the mage, and Extario is going to go ahead and be first blood. Thor picks it up. Great subversion there. I love the play. You called it an Anderson play. I love it. Leave lane, come back. They don't know I'm here. I'll just kill him. Gotta point out though, Habwa did work by himself. Was in the solo lane 1 versus 2 and actually won that trade. Won 2 waves of trade.
Yeah, he didn't lose any health, which is the big thing, but a big trade on the left-hand side as Prozer is going to go down, and that's unfortunate news. That said, big rotation coming out from the rest of Chosen Insanity. Looks like a little bit of call confusion here. Rosario changing his mind, doesn't want to go for speed, and that's just wasted time. You gotta pick. And instead, he just sort of stood near speed, turned around a few times, didn't know where he wanted to go. Will end up just leeching some experience from the lane and then heading back to the jungle, and that's just a little bit of inexperience coming through, I want to say. But it's still pretty big. Bastet is level 4 and will be getting her speed. Rosario should be the first player to level 5, or the first jungler to level 5.
Level 5 will be reached first by as you said, so we won't see the cats before we see the ultimate from the Thor. Curious to see where the first Anvil of Dawn comes out. It's going to be right in middle lane. He's in the air, spotted out by the traveling Ymir, so they know it's coming. Still stuns the Agni with a great wall. Good dash forward to avoid the ultimate coming out from Vulcan. And actually, Casper's going to pick up 1 kill. Looking for the second. Sausage is going to go down as well. Good play by Agni. Dashed the wrong way, quote unquote, but it was away from the Vulcan ultimate. Really just good idea, good awareness, and that's going to get them 2 kills in middle lane. It's going to get them left-hand Harpy camps, and if they so choose, I think they could contest rights, but with Habwa rotating, not so much. Good choice from the solo laner for Chosen Insanity.
The big thing is Chosen Insanity's solo lane's going well, but nothing else is. Duo lane has a death, mid lane and jungle have a death, so they're going to be on the back foot. Sausage getting caught out. He was stuck between a wall and the cats, completely blocked in after that backfire. Horrible position to be in and really unfortunate way to die. Hopefully he won't get on tilt so he can keep playing to his full potential. But yeah, Agni dashed the only way he could, and he made it work.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just real quick thinking, which is what I wanted to highlight. A lot of players might have just dashed along the wall. So just choosing to go the wrong way was just a great sudden thought process coming out from our Agni in middle lane.
Yeah, now on the left-hand side, the ADCs are going to be returning to base and finishing up those Devourers gauntlets. Both of them will get them at the same time, and both of them will head back to the left-hand lane at the same time. So this Ram-Apollo matchup is going to be even, except I think Eldin took a slightly longer footpath. So he might be a little bit late to lane, but he's going to arrive at a little bit more farm as he's clearing the left safe Harpies for his team.
I like the left safe Harpies credit.
Yeah.
Picking them out on your way to lane. You lose a couple of creeps in the lane, but you put the timer on those safe Harpies, which, you know, you just maximize the gold and experience on the map. Kirko's going to quickly clear his lane, then come over to the blue buff where his support is already trying to do damage. Almost a full Ymir ultimate, only going to take about 25% of Bacchus' life away. Now Vulcan shading over, they've created a monster right here. Team Illusion, 2 people caught out in between 4. He's joining the party. Kaspu very, very low. Triggered is the Gold Fury, not for a kill, but Eladins gets the kill onto the support with the ultimate. Rezu drops the bomb. Bacchus is going to fall. Dor gets away. Good job noticing when he's way too low. Eladins, on the other hand, not going to have the same fate. He's going to fall to the dot. Bastet's jumping the tower. Gets the bleed. Gets the kill. Thor, not today. You're taking the long way home. Team Illusion, 6 kills on the board already.
That was some really good play. Now, they did lose their Ymir. Kaspu going down there with the help of the Gold Tree, but one of the biggest things of that fight was the Gold Fury aggroing onto Thor, doing a lot of damage to him and ensuring that he couldn't really contribute to that fight too much. And then a little bit of call confusion. Bacchus jumped in instead of jumping away, and Team Illusion was just able to clean up. They've got great globals for chasing with that Apollo ult, with the new ult to get people low and tag for assists. I'm looking at Nua. 0-1 and 2. She did die for first blood, but hey, 2 assists, pretty nice. Gonna get that gold back and is sitting even with Upwa, which previously was not the case.
Yeah, she's actually ahead by about 50 gold, which is basically nothing, but it's more of a testament to how she came back from giving up that first blood. So, good play coming out from the new WoW, good discipline, understanding. Agni, on the other hand, going to use his dash to get out of problems. Left camps go to blue team, right camps go to red team.
On the left-hand side, Ymir rotating back to lane. Bassette's gonna clear her speed buff and gonna be fine there. So let's look at the gold difference, and it's honestly not that big. I was expecting a little bit more, but it's just 1,000 gold and 2,000 experience in favor of Team Illusion. And for a team that's 6-2, that basically means that they're not sufficiently pressuring objectives after they get kills. They have no invade pressure. They haven't been able to get Gold Fury with their Ymir support, and that's something that Ymir is incredibly good at because of his passive and how much damage he deals. So, Chosen Insanity, I don't want to say they're even close to being out of this game.
No, not at all. Chosen Insanity is doing a fantastic job at stopping the bleeding, Krat. They see what's going on, and they are largely getting into trouble, but not really allowing Team Illusion to take anything more than what they're taking. So, good decision making, I guess, coming out from Team Chosen Insanity. Deathians is trying to do what he can. A level down now, probably more around half a level from that new WoW.
Eldon, left-hand lane is up in the air, but he's going to get taken down by 2 auto attacks when he lands. Just caught out 1v2. When you're in that position as an AD carry, you have to be so careful. Down the right-hand side, a gank is brewing. Cat's dropped out onto Deathians. Will use the Hubwa ultimate, stunned out by a nice Noxious Fumes. Resu gets the kill. Well played. Team Illusion now 8-2.
Good rotation coming out from the Agni. Sausage level 10. He's got a level advantage on this Vulcan. On his way back, Vulcan's going to spot him out. Gets him with the backfire. Stunned out just a little bit. Meatball's not good, and neither is the ult. Quick trigger finger from Sausage right there. I think he needs to show a little bit more restraint. Really had a good situation going, but unfortunately missed the abilities.
Look at the Apollo flanking around behind Sausage. Dash in from Agni, will not find the stun. Not able to get in range. Ymir is here, just in case. And the thing is, Team Illusion, yeah, they got some more gold. They're now at 1,400 after getting 2 more kills, and they got some more experience, sitting at 3,000, which is quite nice. Now, invading onto the speed, Ymir's going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Ymir blocked out, gets stunned, gets walled, gets screened. Ymir going to fall before he can really do anything. That's good that winds up on the Hubwa. Deathians is going to go ahead and pick up his first kill of the game. That's going to make him even with his enemy support, or enemy solo laner, rather. Not quite a kill, but 3 assists. The math balances out, correct?
Yeah, I want to say it does balance out. I mean, honestly, you just want kills when you're playing competitive. Putting the kills on the right person is totally nice. That's something that you would like to do, but you just get the kills that you can get. Now, so Chosen Insanity, I think all they need is they need to find the right pick and then go into an objective like the Gold Fury, because we still haven't seen that come out yet. And when we see a big contest over something that really matters, I think is really where this game's gonna get decided.
Yeah, and looks like we're getting to our first objective. I'm not sure if they actually want this credit or if they just want the fight that it will bait out. Sausage level 12. That's going to be 2 levels above the Hunter or the Bastet that's over here. Agni getting a little bit of harass. Here's Ymir, gets a freeze, but a good beads coming out from Sausage. Can't beads the wall, so he's going to get out of there. But Bastet's under tower, not quite with that bleed. Ultimate from Ymir on the middle lane. Surio's over here, gets a kill onto the middle laner, still aggressing. This could be a double kill for the Thor. It is, but he's not going to get out. Makes him pay. Enemy jungler onto enemy jungler. That kill goes the way of the cat. 3 members in the blue, 2 members in the red. So they're going to go ahead and just sort of back off. They don't want any more action.
Time to slip away.
Yeah, I mean, it is a 3v3 as Bastet is going to be returning from base. moving over towards the gold Fury will be pulled, so maybe they want to keep the fight going. There's really no global presence here. Blink in from Hawa. Nice mez out. Deathians is going to get exploded by Nuwa. That's the problem with the minions in the jungle. They can be so effective. And now coming around the right-hand side is Bastet. Should be able to get this kill onto Prozer. And with the Razor Whip, he will fall. Gold Fury is going to go the way of Team Illusion.
Bastet.
Yeah.
Altavas, not Bastet. Altavas has been playing this really, really well. Gold Fury goes Team Illusion. Rob's in the air trying to pick people off. Third one's not going to hit onto that Nuwa. Sausage completely eliminated. That mid lane Vulcan can earn his third death of the matchup. Agni trying to harass all the way in the back jungle. Before Kret, we talked a little bit about how Team Illusion wasn't really looking for the stuff after the stuff. This time around, they take two members, they take a Gold Fury, they take a red buff, they take a back Harpies, they want to take a Hunter. Eladin's going to prove a little too slippery this time. But Team Illusion has a taste of what it is to be in the lead. 3,500 gold, their enemy senior, and they are feeling it right now.
Well, they still took Eladin's bead, so it's a little victory. He's now got to play a little bit more careful at the cost of only a blink. Bacchus rotating back into lane. Bacchus can have a very tough matchup against Amir because, as we've seen a few times this game, Bacchus jumps in, Amir's like, right, you've used your escape, I'm just gonna ult you, and you can't do much about it. The Vulcan hasn't been working out really at all.
Yeah, the Vulcan, we talked a little bit earlier, Kret, about how it's so important to really be able to nail your sequences, and we saw in the middle lane on Agni, some pressure was put out by the Vulcan, and the dots didn't connect, Kret. I don't think this is Sausage's character. We've seen him perform at a high level. He understands the game. He's actually casted with you once or twice before. Unfortunately, this character is just not panning out. I would have rather see a different mage here.
Honestly, I think Vulcan is just sort of the stereotypical pet character that people are like, yeah, I love Vulcan. I'm going to play Vulcan, and I'm going to be Pretty Prime. Allied,
Pretty Prime.
The People's Vulcan. You got to give shout-outs to the People's Vulcan, but he's so difficult to be effective with. Like, even if your mechanics are good, it doesn't mean you're going to be effective. Even if you hit all your stuff, there's still something else. You have to really understand the character at such a deep level. I'm just always so skeptical when I see a Vulcan, and Sausage hasn't been able to make it work. That said, there's definitely potential. He can put out a lot of damage, but now just so far behind. I mean, he's two pieces of the same item behind Agni. Book of Thoth is going to be done on Agni, and the thing about Book of Thoth is it's about finishing the item. It's not about the stacks. The stacks only give you 22 magic power. The item itself gives you about 130, maybe even more. Yeah, solo lane.
Thor, ult. Snipped out by Nuwa. Beautiful play. Thor's going to be forced into a defensive ult. Taking a look at the vision, there is what we call a nice Thor ward in the jungle, other side of Fire Giant, etc. And Chosen Insanity has learned their lesson, falling far back behind the tier 2 because they've seen that Bastet come and punish their team members so much. However, this will be a free tower for Chosen Insanity, almost taking it down immediately. Bastet, full wave of minions plus Nuwa minions. That's a lot of structure damage.
Yeah, and so now the goal is going to be to transition into taking towers. Sausage choosing his beats in the middle lane. They are beats 3, so only down for 90 seconds. Rotating over is Chosen Insanity, but in the dual lane, it's a Hunter duel coming out. Eldin going to be forced away, and when Apollo can get a nice little lead in lane, he could be so strong in that 1v1. And then he has the split push pressure as well, the rotation pressure from his ultimate. When Apollo gets ahead, it's so nice for your team.
Yeah, I mean, I actually still... Am I alone, Kret? I favor Rom in the Apollo-Rom matchup.
I agree.
I think that Apollo might have quicker wave clear, but the Rom can do it quick enough so that the advantage doesn't really matter. The boxing potential is there with the passive, Apollo's passive versus the steroid coming out from Rom. You have a chase to chase him after the moves, and you can just kill him with your ultimate if he does get away. And if he decides to ult, then you're going to hit all 3 of them. That's a dead Apollo. I really like the Rom matchup. We're just seeing very good play out of Kirko.
Well, the other thing is, it's Rom against Apollo, not Apollo against Rom, because Apollo is the baseline
Very
character.
true.
He is the strongest hunter because of the fact that he's good and he's global, which is often not the case. You often see characters balance their global ultimate out by not being as strong on their base kit. That's not the case even remotely for Apollo. F-Dot knows what I'm talking about. So in the situation where Kirko is ahead, not only is he going to naturally win lane because he has that advantage and is up pieces of an item. He's got a third of the Executioner ahead, has it finished versus rank 2, and he's up 2 levels in terms of experience. Now 1 level in terms of experience. He also can rotate faster than Eladin. He's got the pressure all over the map. It's just so nice when you have a winning Apollo on your team. In every, I don't think there's a hunter that's as nice to have winning on your team as Apollo. Maybe Artemis.
On her.
Maybe on her.
I think on her just becomes a
I'll make
death
it even.
machine.
I'll go with even. I'd say that's even, but I wouldn't say
different things. On her can kill a lot better than Apollo, but late game hunters, you are the tower killer. Good tower damage coming out on this duo lane, by the way. So good. Again, just have to highlight the play by Kirko. We're talking a lot about Apollo the God, but at the end of the day, it is all about the pilot here, folks. Kirko for Team Illusion, absolutely doing his role. Pretty much 100% the way it needs to be done, folks. Deathians has rotated all the way over from the solo lane, lost his own tower, but able to really provide some damage over the rest of the map. 5 members of Chosen Insanity on the left-hand side. Starting the Gold Fury is the Thor. He's going to go ahead, leash it. That was a miscommunication. I think they might have wanted to keep it, but they are going to force this fight. Kirko level 17 getting stunned, getting flipped, getting ulted, getting water hands. Deathian's going to go ahead and delete that hunter we sang so many praises about just before. Vulcan ult going to hit nobody in particular. Nuwa getting ulted before she gets up in the air. Sausage as well, very, very low. Caspu zoning out the enemy, but it's not going to be enough as the cat picks up the Thor. Jungle one more time. Rezu bombing in the middle lane, gets out one character. Eladin, as soon as he falls, a blue team going to touch him. They're not. Chosen Insanity going to go ahead and walk away. That'll be a 2 for 2, but as the team down 4,000 gold cred, I think Chosen Insanity walks away sort of the victor because it's even.
Yeah, Chosen Insanity is down a substantial margin, so any fight that they don't lose is a victory, but I actually think they kind of lost that fight. Now, the trade might have been even, but Bastet stole speed, which, I mean, you know I love speed buff, but aside from that, it's a fairly decent objective. It is some experience. Taking that away from your opponents is definitely going to help. I mean, reducing Thor's mobility is a priority. Right. So it's a small victory. I'll call it an even trade.
Yeah. Definitely an even trade by the numbers. 46,000 gold. Team Illusion 41,000 gold. Chosen Insanity about 19.5 minutes into this engagement. 15 kills to 7. Team Illusion with a decent enough lead to call it one. And we're seeing blue team, they really need to find their next engagement here. I like the idea of Chosen Insanity going for the Gold Fury. I really think the miscommunication leashing that was a big problem. If that was an even trade and a gold, Chosen Insanity might have even tied it up because they might have baited out another killing on the tower. We're playing the ifs game, though, and that's not what happened. Chosen Insanity instead leashed it, got an even trade, and Team Illusion really has to look to press their advantage right now.
Nice damage onto Agni with a Magma Bomb and a double tap, dropping Resu down to about 50% health, but the question is, can anything come of that? Now, let's play the ifs game. If Chosen Insanity hard engages and kills everybody, they could win the game. That should be their plan, in my opinion. In my professional opinion. Kill everybody. This is how I coach, guys.
Blue team. Looking at Gold Fury, they understand the Chosen Insanity wants to get the catch-up Gold Fury, so they're generating a lot of presence. I like that. Chosen Insanity sort of tipped their hand. The catch-up Gold Fury is a really good strategy that, for some reason, people don't expect a lot. We've seen in our weeks of Challenger Cup, 4 weeks in, both North America airs 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Smite Game 2, usually. On Saturdays, we've seen it both in the North American Series and the European Series, where teams just pick up the Gold Fury when they're behind, unbeknownst to the team in front, because they're more apt to look for towers or the larger fire giant. So, Chosen Insanity has tipped their hand. Team Illusion understands this. Now they have 3-4 wards by the Gold Fury and just showing a lot of physical presence. And here, they're going to go ahead and try to erase it themselves. 5 members in blue coming up. Good Vulcan ult. That's going to hit the support. But that's actually just going to help out their case. Team Illusion destroys the Gold Fury. Thor's in the air. He's going to ult the back line. That'll stun out the support, but that's an awkward situation for a level 16 Thor to be. Great Aegis coming out from Nuwa. That'll save her from the Hebo, and she's actually going to pick up a kill for it. Hebo does get a kill himself before he falls. And down goes Rosario's as well. Thor's going to die. Eladin's going to die, but not before he picks up the support. Bacchus gonna get away. Not quite. Slowed down. That should be the end of the drunken fat man on Chosen Insanity's side. That's gonna look like a 3 for a Decisive. Fight going the way of Team Illusion. Factor in the Gold Fury, folks. That is a 6,800 gold victory. 2 very good tower killers going into their individual lanes. Might even see towers fall.
Yeah, I think we're going to see 2 towers go down here. Aldavas is just going to tank out the mid lane tower. We'll have to reset it. That actually might
not a
cost
tower
him
now.
the tower. No, he'll still get it.
He's fine.
But yeah, it's the Heartseeker, right? Like if he didn't have a Heartseeker, he probably wouldn't have gotten the tower there. And the thing is, this is a 6-0-8 Bastet with a Heartseeker. Now the thing about Heartseeker jungle, when it works, it's great. The problem is it takes a long time to stack up because you're killing creeps in much smaller numbers than other roles are. They're just worth more golden experience individually. And so if you die, then your time to stack back to full, get those 25 stacks, which is usually 2 minutes, can be more like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you can leash a little bit from the lanes, especially Bastet with the bleed. And let me ask you this question, Kret. What is Bastet scaling?
Well, it's overall like 400.
It's
if you add it all. It's crazy.
Per ability.
Which is my point. When Heartseeker jungle works on a character like Bastet, it works. It's like, why would you ever not buy this? Well, when you feed, it's really bad. Nice double tap on Aresu. Once you're dropping him below 50% health, he keeps getting hit by that. It's not really adversely affecting him, but it's definitely an inconvenience.
Yeah, it's you know, I
annoying.
You're definitely getting a little bit annoyed with that. Oh, I love the Heartseeker pickup on Bastet. She makes such good use of the scaling. Sometimes you see Heartseeker on some curious characters, but Bastet, definitely a good choice. Plus, the always forgotten secondary stat, 8% movement speed, just so much. We're seeing that in action right now as she aggresses onto Deathians, forced out the defensive ultimate. Cat's underneath the tower, still harassing Hebo. Bois has to use a couple of his abilities to really take care of them with the tower bearing down. Just such good harassment. I think if you wanted to pick an adjective for Bastet, it would be, well, harassment's not an adjective, but a word, all right? It's early, and we're going to go with that.
Sure. Now, let's be honest. You just like suicide stack items. You just like
do more of every game. Do more with
do more of every game. Yeah, come on. So Kirko setting up a little bit of split push in the long lane. Gonna end up rotating over manually. Apollo walking, Sausage using the Magma Bomb defensively, but it's going to be juked out. Fire Giant has been pulled. Vulcan ult comes through. It's going to hit the Fire Giant, but not do anything as the FG was reset. Kirko able to get a kill onto Sausage as Thor comes down once again onto Ymir. Second fight in a row, he's done that, and Apollo's now up in the air, looking for a chance to clean up. Nuwa is going to reveal, and with their combined might, Rosario will fall. Now, Blinken is Ymir. Deathian's going to go down as well. Rom up in the air. Bacchus falling as he watches, and Rom will land. Roll away, jump in from Altavas. The auto attack not quite going to catch that Bastet, but the Agni Meteor certainly will catch Eldin. That's going to be a Decisive in favor of Team Illusion, and their reward is the Fire Giant.
We talked about that Ymir ult, Kret. Did you see that Ymir ult?
It was too slow.
No, that Ymir ult was absolutely fantastic. Rom went in the air. Yep. Ymir stopped what he was doing, ran to the foot of where Rom was going to fall, and just pressed 4. And he started the ultimate.
Yep.
Rom fell down and got hit for 60% of his entire life bar. Just good.
Totally.
I mean, it's not prediction, it's just heads up awareness. That's where I need to be. That's what's going to happen. The rest of the team fight's already taken care of. Let me use one of the most damaging abilities in the game that doesn't actually get to go off because it's so predictable, and I'm actually going to hit somebody with this. Very good use of just surrounding engagement.
And what was so great about it was it actually also slowed the Bacchus, helping that kill get easily confirmed too. So he's able to get both uses of Ymir ult. You don't see that great Ymir play coming out from Kazfu in that support role. Looking at his build, he is going to be going Sovereignty. Magi is now building into an Iron Mail, so his options from this are Mystical Mail, which I wouldn't like because it can interfere with his blink, but you know, some people do enjoy that. And my only problem is literally just if you walk past a creep, you can't blink now, which is really annoying. And probably I'm probably just like overvaluing how annoying that is, but it's really annoying. He could also go Midgardian Mail or Nemean Lion, which are really great anti-carry options and which would just kind of shut down Rom's ability to kill him. Thor's also been aggressing onto Ymir a lot, so the physical defense is pretty nice, and I don't think Ymir really needs to worry about Vulcan and Hebo too much, because Hebois and Vulcan are much more focusing on trying to kill the backline. They have to be, and luckily the backline isn't dying.
I'm really liking this Ymir play, Kret. We've seen a lot of good walls coming out. Kazfu, hats off to you. 12-8 is your current gold total. Looking at your enemy support, you're about 2,000 gold above him. So that's going to be a good shot for Ymir. Pressing is the Cats and the freeze. That's going to be good zoning. Great wall coming out one more time. Vulcanol just a little bit too deep. Down comes Thor. Prazer already down. Thor is going to go down as well. Nuwa in the air, gets the kill onto Hebois. Rom's in the air trying to make something happen one more time. Ymir's going to wall off the Rom. Great use of those abilities, folks. Second deicide, or third deicide of the game. This one's going to go to Team Illusion, and that's also going to be the Titan. 30 kills to 10, going the way of the team in blue. 71,000 gold, 54,000 gold. They win with a 17,000 gold upswing.
Y'all saw that new ultimate in that last team fight where it hit for like 600? That's why Nuwa was banned out. And
yeah,
Zadarino, I mean, he played it fairly well. He did die second most on his team, most for all the carries. And his damage actually was highest on his team, but not by... Actually, no, it wasn't. So that's unexpected as well. I don't want to say this was the best Nuwa play I've seen or close to it. It was fine.
Good.
It did the job. It was good. Yeah. But even at that level, she's just so annoying. You get the pop at the right time, and someone absolutely is destroyed. I think it was a Rom early. It was near the gold tree. I forget who got popped. And then you get that ultimate in the late game. It takes you out of the fight for a few seconds just to give you some time to regroup and have your team peel for you, similar to Rom. And then hits everyone for 600, which is incredible. That's what we saw in that last fight, and a lot of times this new ultimate was used directly in the middle of the fight to confirm kills that might not have otherwise happened. It wasn't used at the beginning where Chosen City can adjust their play, back off, and try and stay safe, and it didn't happen at the end to kill steal or secure a kill that's almost getting away. It was right in the middle to make kills happen that otherwise might not have. So the ultimate timing from Zadarino was world class. There's still some mechanics to work on. Who was a very hard character. We have not seen the skill cap, not even close. Those minions will take a month to understand, at least.
Pretty much. I actually want to highlight everyone else on the team. Bastet, out of us, completely ran the jungle. Really big reason to why that we got to see Agni and Apollo do what they did. Really put those lanes ahead individually, and we lauded Ymir as well. I want to see Sausage on a different mage next time for sure, Kret.
I just don't like Vulcan. I am still not sold on the character in general. He does do a lot of damage. He does have outplay potential. I just feel like I don't see it enough. Pretty Prime is the only Vulcan that I think is worth picking at this point. And, you know, I'm probably wrong. There's definitely potential in the character.
I like the character. I know we can get a little bit more out of Sausage. Just put at a disadvantage. I guess it was partly Bastet just absolutely playing lights out.
Sure.
But the Vulcan pick, I would like to see a little more reliable choice coming out from Sausage. Rom did pretty well. Eladin's the 2-5. I feel like Eladin's outplayed his 2-5-2 slash line.
Yeah.
As did Deathian's 3-6-2. I think Hebois did very well in the beginning of the game, which is rare for Hebois. And as the game ticked on, just wasn't able to do it. So good plays coming out for both teams, but we do see Team Illusion going ahead and taking the victory this time around. We're gonna go move on to the round of 8. If I'm not mistaken. We have an unknown team coming up next. What's their name, Kret?
we have Spam Squad versus Potato Boys. So it's the battle of food.
The Battle of Food is going to be up next in the round of 8. Once again, this is week 4 of the European Challenger Cup. F. Cret will be back soon.